Hello, my name is Dr. James Seamer, and I want to welcome you to the Seamer System Biochemical Blood Chemistry Evaluation. There are three things you need to know about your patient's nutrition, and it's really that simple. The first thing you would need to know about your patient's nutrition is what foods are right for your patient. One man's food is another man's poison. Just like we all physically look different, we're biochemically different. So each and every one of us has a unique biochemical blueprint. The second thing you would need to know is your patient digesting, assimilating, absorbing, metabolizing, and detoxifying properly? Now, let's face it, our patients come in and they have all kinds of health issues, from cardiovascular disease to diabetes to thyroid malfunction to liver gallbladder disturbances to digestive malfunction, irritable bowel syndrome, and so on and so forth, or a combination thereof. Not to mention the medications that they're on that's further messing up the biochemical balance in their body. And the third thing you're going to really need to know is what supplements does my patient have to have in order to improve and restore body chemistry? That's extremely important. Not just give them a vitamin and mineral. So how do you determine this? Because back then I wanted the answers to those questions, but I needed to have a surefire way to determine this. And then I found the answer, a blood test. So we test, we don't guess with our patients' health. And I think that's extremely important. And the purpose of a blood chemistry analysis is pretty much to determine what diet is right for you, which glands or organs are malfunctioning, and choosing the right supplements to help repair and rebuild those glands and organs so the body chemistry improves. And just like your car, if it's not running properly, you put the wrong fuel in or it needs a tune-up. In our particular case, you put the wrong foods in or the glands and organs need to be repaired and rebuilt. So why do a blood test? A blood test will tell you if you're toxic. A blood test will also tell you what kind of food you should be taking in. It tells you how your immune system is functioning. It tells you how all your organs and glands are functioning. And it'll tell you what nutritional protocol you utilize to help improve organ and gland function. And then a follow-up blood test will tell you if you made the changes that you were supposed to make. So why use blood chemistry analysis to determine the above? Well, number one, it's an accepted diagnostic tool by all professions. Whether you're an MD, DC, osteopath, you're going to utilize this test to determine biochemically what's going on with the patient. Where MDs will use medications, you're going to use supplements and foods to repair and rebuild the body and produce all the chemicals necessary for your survival. It can be duplicated. In other words, when I look at one blood test and you take one 3 months later, I can tell that that's your blood test. It's an objective test and not subjective. This is what our profession needs. We need evidence-based material information. What better way to do it than from a blood chemistry analysis? You're using the chemistry of the body to analyze the chemistry of the body. This is the beauty of this whole particular program. So why use it in your practice? It's extremely important to use in there, but why use it? Well, it increases your results with your patients. It increases the spectrum of what you can treat. It'll increase the number of your new patients and referrals. It'll improve your health as well as your family's. And the general public equates nutrition with health. By the way, they don't equate chiropractic with health, they equate nutrition with health. In fact, to them it's synonymous. So if you can talk to them about nutrition, you're talking to them about their health. And last but not least, it increases your income and your bottom line. So I don't see any downsides to utilizing this in your practice. It's an incredible tool, it's fantastic, and it's going to get you great results with a lot of your patients. And even if it's just one patient a month, you're going to get phenomenal results, and you're going to be able to generate money from that. So how does our program work? Well, when you get a laboratory blood test, they give you the pathological range. And what we do is we utilize a functional range. And our functional range is kind of a narrowed down pathological range. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So here's the range for T4. It goes between 4.5 and 12. This is the pathological range. By the time you go out of this range, you're already sick. What we do through mathematical formulations, we change the range and we make it between 7 to 9.5. So if you go 9.8 or 10 or 6.5 or 6, we start to show a tendency towards a problem with that organ and gland. In this particular case, it would be the thyroid. So not only do we do that, so each particular test that we look at gives us valuable information on certain glands or organs. So if we look at your glucose levels, these are the glands and organs that may be impacting it. If we look at your cholesterol levels, these are the organs and glands that may be impacting cholesterol levels. So not only do we look at the particular test and the certain glands or organs that may be being impacted or impacting those particular tests, we use clusters of tests to determine organ and glandular function. So when I'm telling you that you have a liver problem, I'm not just looking at one test. I'm looking at your cholesterol, your triglycerides, your ALT, your total bilirubin, your glucose, your BUN, so on and so forth. So you see all these particular situations going on to determine if it's a problem with the liver. Then we, from that, determine what nutritional protocol, nutraceuticals, protomorphogens that you can use to help repair and restore body chemistry by balancing that organ or gland. We also use clusters of tests to determine the foods that you do well with. So there are 15 tests in total. Here's a short list of those. And from those tests, we can determine what the best dietary recommendations are for you as far as foods go. So we have approximately 6 different kinds of diets and then combinations of these diets that we can put your patients on. So let's say your patient would do well with a paleo, but they may not do good with the Mediterranean. So we'll know that from the blood chemistry analysis. So rather than kind of guess which program or which diet the patient does well with, we can tell you specifically from the blood chemistry analysis which diet they will do well with. And then you can go shot by shot and blow by blow and assess exactly what kind of foods that this patient would do well with. So you can modify these particular diets in many, many different ways, in many, many different forms. So I hope that this gives you a greater understanding of what it is that we do as far as the biochemical blood chemistry evaluation goes. And what we're going to do in the next YouTube video, we're going to go into a little bit more detail on specifically how this program really works. And then from there, we're going to go into a few more to explain how we can implement this information into the program and all the different features that you can utilize, not only to basically determine what's going on with your patients, but it's a great educational tool as well. See you on the next video. Have a great day.